Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This Zelensky plays his role very well, and the role is a very serious, courageous, determined Ukrainian leader that does not get intimidated by Putin, and he is pure almost as Jesus Christ. And this is the image we're supposed to have of this guy, no less than that. He seems to really not only play that role very well, but I think that role really got into his head. How is he allowed to play that role? Obviously, he's allowed because he's supported by the big lion behind the little jackal. So the jackal has a big mouth because there's a lion behind, and who would dare to touch the little jackal will hurt the lion, and they know better to stay away. We have another lion here, which is Russia, and this lion cannot accept another lion on its territory. And believe me, if that lion grows big enough, would do probably the same thing, would not allow this lion on its territory, because that's what lions are. This is the mentality of countries that have a powerful mentality of winners, or a mentality of countries with importance. I'm not talking about Romania or Bulgaria or Lebanon or Albania. These are countries that do not dare to say that they're important. Now they can get, these countries can get delusional and really think, like Poland for instance, they really think they are important, should be important, and fight to be important, which is excellent. I admire the desire and the effort, and that's good. The problem is Poland plays the same game as Ukraine. Poland is at the shadow of the big lion, because without the big lion, Poland will be different, Canada will talk differently, Ukraine will talk differently. So thank God we have this force of good. Now, what did Zelensky do again? He talks as if but this is the impression we have to have on this guy. He is the center of the universe. He is the most important issue on this planet. Everyone should drop everything and focus on Ukraine and follow only one script. There's only one way. There's no two ways. The other way, everything that's outside of this particular script is evil. It's hateful, and you're on the wrong side of the history. So obviously this guy, remember, Ukraine is a country that most people who now support Ukraine or pretend to love Ukraine did not even know about a year and a half ago. They didn't even know who's what, where, and so on. But now they're all patriots. That's fine. That's good. I'm glad that they enhanced their knowledge. The problem is Ukraine still remains an unimportant country per se. Why? Because of its size, because of its location, people, politics. It has a great culture, tradition, and great people. The problem is led by other people. And I see this in Romania as well, and my heart hurts. But on the other hand, I think these foreigners, or how should I put it, people that are really not Romanians, for instance, the Romanian president, he's German, but hey, he was born in Romania, he's so on. I don't know how much he considers himself this and that, but he's doing a good job in a certain way and follows certain orders from the big lion. So Zelensky now, he thinks he's very important, and he is, because he's given this hand, and he dares to, I don't want to say insult. He thinks he's with the big boys in the same league. Erdogan, the president of Turkey, tried to organize a meeting between Zelensky and Putin in Turkey. Zelensky said that he has nothing to talk to anybody over there because there's nobody to talk to. So he decided there's nobody to talk on the other side, which is Russia. Now, if I would be a Russian, probably my blood would boil, and I would like this guy to be reprimanded for his, chutzpah, if you know what it is. Now, that's not bad enough. You say, well, they are the enemies, I got that. But then this guy, Zelensky, considers himself very important, and he picks and chooses who he will meet. He's like a king who, I don't think if I have time to see this guy, I'm not seeing that guy, I'm seeing, but you are just a, So let me give you 3 articles. And I think they're revealing to these guys is, I think he lost it, but hey, when the Americans decide that he will have to go, he will go. Unless he will be, illegally removed from office like they removed, what's his name, Yanukovych in 2014. So, Ukrainska Pravda. There is no one to talk to Zelensky on possibility of talks with Putin in Turkey. So this guy says that there's no one to talk about. I don't want to talk. Who's to talk over there, man? I don't have time for bullshit here. So, Ukrainian, this you can cut this off, okay? President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has rejected the possibility of holding talks with Vladimir Putin in Turkey. And I'm quoting, "We talked about this before the war, and I told him, Turkish president, put Putin at a negotiating table. We cannot risk a full-scale war. He failed to do so then. And not only he, now he thinks he can. Now we can't. He, Putin, is not the same person. There is no one to talk to." Okay, well, if you go by before put Putin on a negotiation table. You are a weasel. But hey, he told Erdogan. Erdogan failed to do so. But remember when Putin tried to get those guarantees, security guarantees from the United States of America before the war? All right, so this is one. This is one example when he has nothing to talk to, no one to talk to. Putin is just different. I determined that and I don't want to talk to him. It is like this. Let me give you an example. A scenario, you and your wife, and let's say you suspect that she cheated on you, or she spent money, or something, and you want to talk, it's a serious thing, and you go and want to talk to her and say, hey, Mary, we need to talk. I have concerns, let's talk. And she turns to me and she says, well, you kind of been rude 3 days ago, and I'm not going to talk to you now. There's nothing to talk. There's nothing to talk about. She turns around and just, what would you do? I think I would divorce. You know what I mean? Nowadays, that's all you can do. So this is the kind of like, she decided that she's not going to talk to you because she says that thing is more important than the problem at hand. She determined that you're not a good person and you first should jump through a few hoops before she decides to talk to you. So this is the same thing with Zelensky. The problem here is Zelensky is not of Putin's caliber. However, I take it. The guy is a clown and the other guy is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. As bad as he is, at least he's got some credentials. This guy give me the paycheck in the United States and I'll do that. Okay, what do you want done? So that's one article. Let's move to the other article that, again, I think exemplifies this guy's mentality now. Now, this comes from Ukrainska Pravda. He says, Zelensky says, I want to meet with Xi Jinping. But who are you? This guy is just, I want to meet like a king. I would meet that little servant over there right now. Bring him here. No, I don't want to meet with the other one, which is Putin. Yeah, I want to speak. Look at the proportion. Ukraine, this guy in charge of Ukraine nation, President Volodymyr Zelensky said that he would like to hold a bilateral meeting with Chinese. I think he's way ahead of his skis. First of all, I'm quoting him, I plan to meet with him. He plans. And I believe that this will benefit our states and security in the world. We have a large trade with China. The issue is not only the war. The issue is that we are in a state that is interested in preserving economic relations. Okay, he will meet him. He decided he has time for Xi Jinping because Xi Jinping is just another country and so on. And I will go to the third article here. He decides that he wants to meet Latin America and Ukraine summit. He would like that because Ukraine is so important that the Latin Americans would have to, or, would like to talk to Ukraine, the center of the universe. Now, I don't know if you guys studied psychology or you don't even have to realize when someone has a, personal opinion of himself of grandiosity, and I think this guy is really there. He's really there, and that's dangerous because remember, this guy is not gonna be able to make a difference at one point and differentiate between the guy who are the ones who put him over there, and without them he's zero, versus these guys here that he plays with. So he's going to intertwine all this and he's going to forget who's who, what's what, and he's going to slap these guys like he did with Biden. Remember when last year, he snapped at Biden and Biden snapped at him? If you can remember, if you can imagine Biden snapping at anyone. Remember that one? And he crawled back under his little rock that he came from. So he forgets that. Why? Because he is that kind. Now, let me give you a little not understanding. Some people might say, well, Emil, what? Maybe he's like this, maybe he's like that. Okay, well, let me give you this. If you guys have won something in your lives, like for instance, you were the first in class, if you were, a good sports person and you were the first one, you won the competition, Olympic champion, world champion, or something like this. You don't like to stay at the table with the last one in the class. You don't. From that perspective, you worked hard for that. The other guy did not. So you don't want everybody to be invited to the same party and recognized in the same breath. Because you have value more than that one had value. And that is proven through your achievements. So from that mentality, you look down and say, that guy? I'm the first man, I'm the world champion. Well, humility is required only when you look from down up. Hey, you should show humility, you show value. How about that? That's one of the difference of the takes. That's why when I say Xi Jinping or Putin should look at this guy, who the hell is this guy? Because they have a different mentality. And people say, hey, Emil, or no, humility. No, humility is not coming from up, down. It's always coming from down, up. And then down, up, they want people with value that did something to not put them in a inferior position. That's why they want a little bit of humility. Hey, don't hurt me. Don't tell me I'm so bad. That's humility right there for you. Oh, if you want to be humble, just do your humility over there. Don't ask me to be. That's why we have this slave mentality and the master mentality. Very nice, explained by Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher. So here you have this guy over there, talking with those guys over there. However you want to take it, the countries, however you want to take it. Don't give me the we're all equal or something like that, because that's not. Because that means that United States would be equal with Serbia or with Libya, and that's not the case. They're best. These are bad dudes over here. So look at it. If you want to look from down up, you would be the one that probably never did something that I achieved this. Because if I worked hard and I am where I am through my own achievements, I don't want to be lumped in with the last one. I don't want to be lumped in with that last one. I don't want to receive the same honors as that last one, because he doesn't deserve that. It's not just. He didn't earn it. So I fight it. The other one says, hey, you should not put me in an inferiority position. No, you put yourself through your lack of achievements. right now, Zelensky is riding high. That's good. That's good. But after this thing goes away, we are not going to hear about Ukraine. I guarantee you. Whatever happens over there, if Russia collapses, the minute Russia collapses, you're not going to hear about Ukraine. Everything's going to die out like this. You're going to hear a little bit with reparation, with it, and Ukraine will lose its value 100% because not Ukraine was the prize. That one. If Putin somehow does something to Ukraine, again, you're not going to hear about Ukraine because it's not. Ukraine is going to be like, oh, nice try, let's move now, and we're going to fight in another room. In this room, we messed it, let's move to the other one. We don't want to hear about that one. So in other way, Ukraine right now is used and abused. And we'll see what the outcome will be. So this Zelensky, that Zelensky, says who he's going to talk to, what countries he's going to talk to. Remember, put Putin to the side, put Xi Jinping to the side, they represent countries. And they are very important countries. One has the biggest nuclear weapons arsenal, if you want, bigger landmass, resources, people, population. The other one, economy, culture, civilization, whatever you want to talk. With Ukraine. I mean, really. I ask you, give me 7 points that you know about Ukraine, about their culture. Give me something. And if you go, pack, you don't even probably know, not you, but in general, these supporters. First question, what's the population? What was the population of Ukraine? Okay, tell me when was it founded? Okay, give me 3 leaders before Zelensky and Poroshenko. Give me 3 leaders that you know in history, 3 kings, Ukrainian kings. Give me. Even if I ask, give me 5 cities or 3 cities in Ukraine, give me that. I mean, I can ask so many questions that should be basic if you really love a country. Give me what's the favorite food over there. Give me what's the music. Give me the, I don't know, Shevchenko, Taras Shevchenko. Give me the national poet. Give me a painter. Give me something about that country that will tell me that you really are interested in that country and you really love it. Because you can't love something that you don't know about and you don't understand. That's not love. You have to understand and you have to know in order to love something. And that's how you get to respect. If you don't know anything about a country, you can say, oh, I love Ukraine. What do you know about it? I don't know, but I love it. That's not love. Anyway, guarantee you Zelensky is going to go and you're not going to hear about him, but about all this. Ukraine will be somewhere with time. And unfortunately, I would say hundreds of thousands of people had to die for other people's interest. That's what bothers me bothers me the most. It's because the real thing is not there in a way that all this could have been avoided. Interest, all this could have been avoided. But hey, what do you want? That's how life runs. The problem is you have people who are just, I guess we're free to have our own interpretation of reality. And as long as that's based on facts and evidence and we have communication, we can reach closer to what's going on. But if you refuse to communicate with one another and we try to shut people up, there's not going to be any attempt to find justice or love or understanding and respect, because that means it's going to be imposed by one side to anybody else who doesn't share that side's vision or script. And I think this is happening right now. And it happened before. It happened in Iraq. It happened in Syria. It happened in Libya. It happened in Yugoslavia. The same script, that if you were not with them, you were somehow the enemy. You were not allowed to see things differently whatsoever, even though the evidence was, contradicting many times this script. But hey, who's got the power is going to dictate always. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.